come and breathe with me. Think I wanna live tomorrow. But tired of being with me. Think I wanna live tomorrow. There's a lot of time and I'm out of my mind. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you need. I don't care about my heart. Just instead of what you care. I don't wish upon a star. 'Cause I don't care who you are. I'm out of time and I'm out of my mind. You can't save me if I can't save me. And you won't follow.
Oh, hey, look, we're on mute. And now we're not on mute. Thanks, everybody. Whoops. Fucking buttons. But yeah, okay. So as we were saying, you have important information to share about volunteering to help clean up and recovery efforts for Irma.
Yes. Ice and them put it out last night on their show, and I wanted to put it out tonight as well.
Right? Hey, guys. Sorry.
Shut up, Kaz.
Fucking cause.
But the main page over at U.S. Army WTF Moments on Facebook, they have link posted where you can volunteer. And there's a nice little form there that if you're LEO, if you're first responder, if you've got chainsaws, stuff like that, fill out the volunteer form. It's going to be for recovery efforts. They did the same thing over at during Harvey and after Harvey when all that went down. They're doing the same thing for us here. Mom, if you can post the link and stuff.
I just did.
Awesome. This
You're the
is
best.
why your mom.
I think of
Right?
everything. I'm just kidding.
Right? Everything.
I know everything.
But since you're in the if you're in the Florida, South Georgia, wherever this thing's gonna hit, go over there, sign up if you're able to. Hopefully you're not in Florida, but crawl out from your fallout shelter and lend your community a hand. We're all gonna need it. If this hits as bad as they say it is, I keep looking at my phone because I'm also FEMA certified command center, stuff like that. So I'm constantly getting updates from our EMA, emergency management, on what's going on just in our community. And I also head up the disaster recovery in our area too.
And
so
for volunteering, and my puppy here and I can agree on this, do not just go there and show up.
Yeah, please, for God's sake, don't. If you live in BFE, Michigan,
Like
don't
where
jump
you're
in
from.
your truck with your boat and drive down here. We have plenty of people with boats and everything else in big trucks. Nothing against the Cajun Navy. That's what they do.
What the
That
the
is their
Cajun
sole
Navy?
purpose job. What was that?
The Cajun Navy, like that's their job.
Yeah, they're
yeah.
they're an actual group that goes to these floods and stuff like that.
They're a
and
water
they're
rescue
trained
service.
to do this stuff.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome. I love the Cajun Navy.
Yeah, there's another organization, I can't remember if it's out of Tennessee or Kentucky. All my paperwork's in my office. It's a chainsaw team, and they travel around the Midwest during tornado season, and they go in and they help the local authorities open up roadways and stuff like that. And these are all, volunteer retired loggers, stuff like that, that know what they're doing. They've dealt with trees and cutting trees down their whole life. Just like the Cajun Navy. They deal with floodwater all the time. This is what they do.
And the other thing is a lot of communities, they have something called an emergency action plan. And within that action plan, they have, I guess you can, in layman's terms, a contract with local agencies and volunteer organizations that will show up in the event of a local disaster.
Yes.
And if you're not on that plan, I hate to say it, I'm not saying they're going to turn you away, but that's a good possibility.
Yes. If you're not currently a member of a recognized organization that is known for disaster recovery, they will be turning you around. If your name's not on the list, you're not gaining entry.
Kind of like the Hot Club in New York City.
Right.
Yeah.
But.
So if you go down to these disaster areas, they turn you away, please don't get butthurt. It's nothing against you. It's for the mere fact that they don't know who you are, what you're certified in, what you have done in the past. It's all about safety and not. It's kind of like too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
And that's what happened with Harvey. Is that so many people were coming down wanting to help, like bringing in supplies or like hauling boats behind them, that they were being turned away. And I don't want to call anybody out, but if all you are is just a YouTube personality coming out there with a boat and thinking like, oh yeah, because of my muscles and my YouTube fame and stardom that I got because I work out. Didn't you know I work out? I do CrossFit. I work out. Look at me. I'm at the gym. Oh, yeah, I work out. You're going to get turned away because they don't know you. I mean, they might know you, but at the same time, they don't care about you.
Your celebrity status isn't going to,
Yeah, you're being a YouTube celebrity. I use that term
and don't
loosely.
make it sound like it's all about you as well.
Right? And then when you do get turned away, don't post a woe is me thing on Facebook. Like, oh my God, they turned me away. Whatever shall I do? I'm pissed, you guys. Because
I'm thankful I still have my house.
Right? But at the same time, I'm glad I still have my house. But at the same time, my YouTube fame did not get me what I wanted. Like, don't be that guy. Yes.
Anyways.
As I bat my eyelashes.
Pokemo Alley brought up a good point. If you feel the need or desire to help, and you don't have the training, go ahead, contact Red Cross and get trained so you'll be prepared and listed for the future. For the future.
Oh, and Habitat Humanity is another great organization. Like, well, people don't like the Red Cross and Team Rubicon. They show up like right either before or right when the disaster hits. But Habitat Humanity, they help with the recovery for afterwards, because right now between Harvey and Irma, everyone is, they see the immediate effect. Like, they want to help right then and there. But a year from now, 2 years from now, a lot of these people still won't have their homes.
Yep.
They're still rebuilding their homes. They're still, in the recovery process. Habitat for Humanity helps them with that process. And that by that time, everyone's like, "What, Harvey? That was 2 years ago."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But and then just keep in mind, like, I know Red Cross means well, but remember that only 8 cents of the dollar that you donate actually goes to relief efforts.
Well, not just that. You also, like, when you donate to the Red Cross at times, you have to specifically state where your money goes to. Because if you don't, it's just going to go into a generalized pool. Yes.
So definitely, I would say if you're going to do donations, do research and definitely go for local organizations.
Yeah, I mean, with the Harvey thing, we had a couple of the churches and businesses get together. They contacted a local organization to Houston and said, "We want to do something. What do you guys need?" They sent them a list and said, "Okay, we're bringing down." They ended up taking 2 U-Hauls and 3 20-foot trailers full of stuff. Even though they knew we were about to get hit, our whole community came together, put all this stuff together, and we had a couple guys drive it down there to Houston, made a meetup at a warehouse, and dropped it off. They didn't just show up with stuff.
Yeah, they coordinated.
Yeah, there has to be coordination through this. You can't just show up and say, "Okay, I'm here. What do you need?" That it doesn't work that way.
So, I warned everybody in our caption that Mud Puppy and I are having ADHD like hella bad tonight. So speaking,
it's like a sleep.
Yeah, it really is. So speaking of like churches, you guys saw
Popeyes is better.
No, well that too. But did you see that Rick from Rick and Morty trolled Joel Olsteen's church?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God, I was laughing so hard during that video. I was like, no, I'm Pickle Rick. But then I love the fact though that he called her out on her bullshit about speaking in tongues. Because he started doing the same shit back to her, and she was laughing because she knew she was full of shit. She just would get talked into a corner by him, and instead of figuring out, I don't know, an intelligent way out or admitting like, oh yeah, so we are money hungry, she just started speaking in random shit, calling it tongues or whatever. And yeah, I loved when he started doing it back, I lost my mind. I was laughing so hard. Mostly because I could picture the character as the dude was talking. I was like, oh my God, yes. Yes.
I wonder if there's any mega churches in Florida. I'm pretty sure there is.
Probably.
There is.
But the whole thing with Joel Olsteen, I was on the fence about. I think the guy is a fucking douchebag. However, from my understanding, because I really looked into the situation, the city never asked. About the church being a part of.
No, not you, Mom.
Sorry, Kaz just put it. Kaz put in the mixer. Newsflash. Sarah, breaking news, everybody! Breaking news. Sarah Lee has been pulled from the shelves for fear that she is related to Robert E. Lee. You heard it here first.
Fuck.
Heard it here first.
Where am I going to get my last minute dessert from?
Right?
But
when I find out about the last minute potluck FRG meeting.
Right?
Oh my
God. No. God damn it. Now we put that idea out there. Son of a bitch.
Way to go, Kaz.
Well, I mean, it was my fault because then I said it. But
snacks are in danger. Uh-oh, don't tell
snacks,
Spanky.
The snacks. But yeah.
Cue Spanky.
fucking ridiculous.
Dolly Madison refused to comment.
What about Pepperidge Farm? Do they remember any of this? Do they remember this Civil
Right.
War?
But does Pepperidge Farm remember? Is the question.
Oh, one of the cakes from Pepperidge Farm sounds so good right now.
Hashtag save Sarah Lee.
Right? Oh my god. Honestly, anything with the name Lee is now gonna get fucking mulled over. Like, okay.
Wait,
Poor Asians.
Right?
yeah, because my mother-in-law, like, she goes by the name of Lee.
Oh, she's got to change it. Obviously, she's related in some obscure roundabout way to Robert E. Lee. Ergo, you've got to, nope.
Does she get her
distance
immigration
yourself.
status pulled? I don't know.
Probably. You don't know. She is literally Hitler.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, her parents and probably her uncles and stuff help
There's Spanky.
Pearl Harbor.
Mention snacks and Spanky comes back.
Protect them at all costs. Snack
Snack
lives
lives
matter. Oh, we need to get that hashtag trending. Snack lives matter. Hashtag save Sarah Lee. But yeah, no. Okay, so you guys heard that that the Robert E. Lee statue in Dallas.
Yeah, that's conveniently being pulled down while everybody is concerned about the hurricane.
No. It hasn't been pulled down yet. But one, it's located in Lee Park, conveniently enough. Coincidence? I think not. No, it's been stopped. Someone said, "Hey, no, this we need to vote on this." So,
Damn it, Road.
what about Spike Lee or Sean Lee from the Cowboys? Yes, Spike Lee is in danger now too.
Yep.
Fucking all these Asians.
Spike Lee's not an Asian.
Oh, I don't know.
Spike Lee's black.
Well, obviously he's a racist.
He's a huge Black Lives Matter supporter.
Yeah.
Watch, he's related to Robert E.
huge.
Lee.
Oh, Bruce Lee. Well, I mean, Bruce Lee is dead,
Right?
so...
Yeah.
Conspiracy. Oh, they took him out early.
Oh.
Yeah.
Conspiracy. But yeah. I'm having way too much fun finding things with Lee and being like, oh, bring it down. Bring it down. Bring it down.
No, Lee Majors doesn't count because Lee is not his last name.
Ooh.
No. Hey, leave
Well-
Stanley out of this.
No, everybody's up for game with the name Lee. I'm
Yeah,
just
right?
saying.
Especially that Asian American sports broadcaster whose name is Robert Lee.
Save Marvel.
Did you see that picture of his great-great-granddaddy, the Asian Robert Lee?
No.
I saw that picture. No. It was fucking hilarious. Someone doctored a photo of Robert E. Lee with
Yeah.
with this Asian dude in it instead. I died. Proof right there. Yes, it's on the interwebs. It must be true. That's how it works, right?
And
Hank,
everything
you
on
and that
Facebook
pen
true.
is killing me.
What about my pen? Stop. Leave my pen alone. Asshole.
Ireland has the Rose of Tralee.
Oh, ooh. Save
But that's
Marvel.
Ireland. They don't give a fuck.
I mean, they do to an extent.
The Irish were immigrants too.
Yeah. There's actually more Irish people that live out of
Yes.
Ireland than
I mean,
in
not
Ireland.
immigrants. They were slaves too. Remember, the Chinese and
Yes.
the Irish are the ones that built the railroad.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm like half Irish.
But, you know. Ugh.
My ancestors matter too.
Mine just don't care anymore.
And neither do mine.
Right? Meh, fuck it. But yeah.
Whiskey.
So we had some deaths tonight or today.
Man, country music got hit hard, didn't they, today?
Mm-hmm. So Troy Gentry, from the duo Montgomery Gentry, he died in a helicopter crash in New Jersey. And then Don Williams also died today. So that sucks. And then apparently some kid named Blake Heron from the show Shiloh died at...
Never heard of it.
I mean, he died at 35. He died at home. Heron was found dead Friday morning. Paramedics pronounced him at the scene. Apparently he had been, quote, sick with the flu for the last few days, which
that's code word for overdose.
Oh, he's from the 1995 Disney film Tom and Huck.
Oh, really?
And in 96, he starred as the main character in the Warner Brothers family drama Shiloh, portraying an adolescent who rescues an abused hunting dog in a small town. Oh, I kind of remember that movie. So yeah, sick with the flu. That sounds like possible withdrawals. And,
Then went and took a hit off something and overdosed.
right? Like, still, that sucks, but... Oh! So, I know how we talked about President Trump's Caribbean house being, gone, and Richard Branson's house being, gone. So, Kenny Chesney has a house on St. John, and apparently that is gone as well. It says, in quotes, simply gone. So, again, everyone who's like, oh, we're going to weather it out. No.
The founder of Lone Survivor Foundation and the lone survivor, Marcus Luttrell, he even lost his house.
So sorry.
I do not look like Kenny Chesney.
Who, you?
Yeah.
There's a little resemblance.
Maybe like a younger, skinny version of
Yeah.
Kenny Chesney with hair.
Yes.
I'm not taking the hat off. It's a fro mess.
Right, yeah. So Mexico had an 8.1 earthquake today, and the death toll for that is at 61 currently.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What did the Americas do to Mother Nature?
Right? So I want to know how the liberals are going to say that this is Trump's fault. Oh! I
Because
know
he didn't
it.
let them into America.
No, it's because
United
it's
States of America.
Mexico. And obviously, Trump hates Mexico, which is why he sent Hurricane Katia to attack the eastern side of Mexico, and then sent the earthquake to get the west, like the southwest part of Mexico.
He's trying to
Boom.
break it off.
Got it.
Well, I mean, if he breaks it off, we wouldn't have to pay for a wall.
I mean, if we just bought the country, we wouldn't have to pay for a wall either.
You know.
Remember the Alamo.
But yeah. So yeah, one of the most powerful earthquakes ever recorded in Mexico struck off the country's southern coast, toppling hundreds of buildings and sending panicked people fleeing into the streets in the middle of the night. At least 61 are reported dead. The quake that hit minutes before midnight Thursday was strong enough to cause buildings to sway violently in the capital city, more than 650 miles away. God damn. As beds banged against walls, people still wearing pajamas ran out of their homes and gathered in frightened groups. What? Why are you laughing?
Beds banging against walls.
Yeah.
Are you sure it was an earthquake?
Get it. Oh, there's a state in Mexico called Tabasco. That's awesome. But the Mexican president has declared 3 days of national mourning now because of this. The worst hit city was, I think it's Yucatan, but it's with a J, so I'm not sure. I didn't take Spanish in school. I don't know Spanish. Right? But or is it Oaxacan? Or I don't know, right? Because in Spanish, J's or H's, but sometimes there are like a Y.
Jose.
I need a Mexican to help. I need Mexican help right now. But yeah, so but that city had 36 quake victims.
So I know,
As
like,
beds bangs
everybody.
against the wall, couples continued to pump until all efforts were exhausted.
With all the craziness going on with the hurricanes, and I guess apparently there was tigers in Atlanta and the earthquakes in Mexico. Like, no, listen.
Oh, I saw
This is
that,
right?
my
Playing Jumanji.
tinfoil hat theory, like Jumanji. Like,
Yes!
maybe Robin Williams is pissed off that they're coming up with a new Jumanji. Because we all know when there's like a sequel to a movie, it sucks, and he's just pissed because, I mean, Robin Williams was a legend, and no offense to The Rock, he is the main character in the new Jumanji, and he is just not happy, so he's releasing all this hate on us.
Oh, yeah.
I
never
mean, it's
thought about it
perfect
that way.
sense. I'm just kidding.
Right. But yeah, no, Kaj, you are right. I do need a couple Mexicans. Well, okay, no, I know Mexicans. I'm actually, like, one of my really good friends is, I love her to death. I do. She's full-blooded Mexican. She is a lesbian, and she's a huge Trump supporter and voted for Trump, which I think is awesome. But she doesn't really speak Spanish, like, at all. Like, she's such a basic white girl. Even though her family, like, lives down on the border, and like her family is like dark brown. She's such just a basic girl. I love her. She's one of my favorite people.
I was gonna say, don't forget, Spanky does have a Mexican.
She does. Does she speak Spanish though, Spanky? That's the question. Does she speak Spanish? Because that's the important part.
I had a Hispanic friend. He came down to visit me, and does not speak a lick of Spanish.
Oh, she does speak Spanish. 1, Spanky.
Oh, cool.
Awesome. 2, why are you yelling at me? The caps
Her,
locks.
it's stuck.
Oh.
She could fake that.
Or she's excited.
Right?
Ooh.
Like, oh my God, she does.
But doesn't speak a lick of Spanish.
Mm.
And if you've ever been to the Fort Stewart area, like I said earlier, there's immigrants all over the place. Every place we went, people would just like start talking Spanish to him, and he'd let them finish, and he's like, I have no clue what you're saying, dude.
You know what's funny is since we've moved here to El Paso, my husband, apparently when you're like half like Japanese and like Native American, a little bit of Irish, you kind of look Hispanic, and people just walk up to him all the time like speaking Spanish.
I mean, he does.
And he just looks at him dumbfounded. And when I'm with him, I'm like, no habla español. And they just look at me like this white chick Spanish. I don't know it. Like, I'm learning it to get by. and he's just like fucking clueless.
I mean, he does look Mexican. But I think that's
you need to learn to speak Spanish fluently, Mom. That way you can just like look at somebody and go, look, this gringo doesn't know Spanish.
But isn't that why we gave him the nickname Illegal?
Okay.
And why you refer to him as your Illegal?
Okay. Kind of. This is how that kind of came down. Like, his original name, like his legal name, he goes by John because a lot of people cannot pronounce his legal name. So when I would call out John, because that's his generic name, and he wouldn't answer, I started saying his legal name. And it resembles saying, say taco. And when I would like call his legal name, Minnie at the time was 2 going on 3, learning how to speak, she would follow me around and say taco. And from then on, it kind of stuck as his nickname as Say Taco. So one day when we found, WTF Nation Radio in the old chat that we had, he legit put his username as Say Taco. So after that, like, everybody was just like Illegal, and Raptor 7 told him to change his name to Illegal. So we just been joking that he is my illegal Mexican, and it's funny because he's not really Mexican. So
he's your illegal fake Mexican.
Yeah, and he does not do lawn work. He sucks at lawn work. I do it.
So I just found an article, which I'm confused as to why this is being written in a negative tone. The headline says, Miami homeless removed against their will. Which, again, I'm failing to understand why this has a negative tone to it. The article says, on what is likely the last clear day in Florida before Hurricane Irma's monster wind and rain, social workers and police officers are giving Miami's estimated 1,100 homeless people a stark choice. Come willingly to a storm shelter or be held against their will for a mental health evaluation. With the outer of the storm approaching Friday, these officials, backed by a psychiatrist and observed by an Associated Press team, rode through chillingly empty downtown streets as dawn broke over Biscayne Bay, right? I don't know. Searching for reluctant stragglers sleeping in waterfront parks. Quote, we're going out, and every single homeless person who is unwilling to come off the street, we are likely going to involuntary Baker Act them, said Ron Book, chairman of the Miami-Dade Homeless Trust. Invoking the Baker Act, a law that enables authorities to institutionalize patients who present a danger to themselves or others, is not something law enforcement does lightly. But officers detained at least 6 people by Friday afternoon. Under the law, they can be held up to 72 hours before the state would have to go to court to prolong their detention. By then, however, Irma's howling winds and terrifying storm surge should be somewhere north of the city. Book said, I'm not going to sign suicide notes for people who are homeless in my community. I'm just not going to do it. That's why you have a Baker Act. It's there to protect those who can't otherwise protect themselves. So again, I'm wondering why it feels like this article has a negative tone to it. Like, if anything, they're helping out these people. They have nowhere else to go. They have no shelter.
Yeah, and nobody in their right mind would want to be out in it.
Exactly, which is why I think it's completely justified to enact Baker's Act and being like, you would, like, you're looking at someone and you're like, you would rather have no protection from the elements and go through this Category 5 hurricane with no protection at all and just be out in the open then come into one of our storm shelters. Yes. Oh, okay. No, you're fucking insane, and you need to come have a stay in our padded cell. Which is false, because I have been to one, like, I've been a patient in a psychiatric hospital, and my room was not padded. And
They lied.
No, seriously, I was pissed. I was like, I've been lied to my entire life. Because I was kind of looking forward to, like, you know, it sounds like I sound fucking crazy saying this, but, like, I kind of wanted to just, like, throw myself against the wall because, you know, it's padded, so yay, it's not gonna hurt. But they weren't padded, so I refrained from doing that because I'm not crazy, and I fully understand that if you run into a wall, it's going to hurt.
Yeah, because if you keep running into walls, they just strap you down to the bed.
Well, no, they can't do that because the beds, all the furniture is that hard, like, Fisher-Price plastic. Like, all the furniture in their unit is this hard plastic, and it's bolted down. All the furniture is bolted down.
Yes, Ellie, you are correct. That is false advertising.
It is. I agree. False advertising. Although, I did get to color a lot, so excited about that. But we had to use
with the good crayons?
No, we couldn't have pencils because, you know, you could stab somebody with them.
No, with the good crayons.
So, I mean, I guess.
Were they actually Crayolas, or were they like the knockoff, like...
No, they were Crayolas.
Oh, then
Yeah.
you had it good.
Oh, speaking of... Okay, I know, like, we're talking about, like, homeless people and, like, the Baker Act and everything. And then we got onto, you know, being in a psych ward. And then now we're going on another tangent because I bought myself new crayons the other day.
You did get them.
I did. It was a 120 pack and it came with a sharpener. Of course I had to get them. I only have the 96 pack. What colors am I missing? That's what I wanted to know. And so I bought it. So anyways, back to the original article. We're going to come back to that. Yeah, so I don't understand. Yeah, I don't see why this is a bad thing. Like, he's going around trying to help people who can't help themselves.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see this as a bad thing. Like, he's taking care of his city. You know?
Yeah.
Like, and homelessness sucks. It does. And it's a fact that it's sad that it's such a, what's the right word?
Epidemic?
Well, not just that, but such a norm. There we go. Such, like, a social norm in these big cities to see all these homeless people, you know, to where we're almost desensitized by it. Like, that's one of the reasons I love not being in a big city. Like, yeah, even in this, you know, the city or town, I don't know, of Killeen, I don't fucking know what it's considered now. There's a shit ton of people here, though. Like, yeah, we've got our share of homeless vets, and, like, that's sad enough on its own because, you know, no veteran should be homeless, in my opinion. Like, if we have the funds to take care of illegal immigrant children who are now adults who are still illegal, if we have the fucking funds to make sure that they're okay and to keep them here and not deport them, we should be able to house every single one of our homeless veterans. Plain and simple.
Yes.
Plain and simple. If we can fucking afford to keep 800,000 illegal immigrants who came here as children, if we can afford to fucking keep them as adults, we can fucking afford to end veteran homelessness. But yet nobody wants to fucking do it. They'd rather fucking take care of people who broke the law, which I don't understand. I don't understand where this fucking disconnect has gotten from people who are running our government.
Remy brought up a good point. Ignored problem. If you just ignore it, then I won't worry about it, kind of thing.
Yeah. you know, and like I don't carry cash on me, so I always feel bad because like I see these guys and I'm like, I have nothing to give them.
I never give cash.
Right? But and
I carry extra, you know, traveling back and forth to Savannah. I see a lot of homeless and stuff like that. I never give them cash. I carry extra bags of chips, you know, stuff like that, extra food in my lunchbox because I never know how hungry I am at lunch. But also, if I see somebody begging, I give them the food.
Yeah. Like, I think
I feel that they would get more out of the food than they would out of the money.
Yeah. I think what I might start doing is carrying around, especially in the summer, I'm going to start carrying around water and giving them water.
Water. I'll tell you
or Gatorade.
You know, buy a package of socks. Give them a pair of socks.
Yeah. You know, and especially, that's probably what I'm going to start doing now that winter's coming up. Here's some socks. Because, like, you know, it's Texas, but it does get cold. And so I know they've got to be getting cold, so I'm sure. Oh, I know what I could do. You know those, like, $5, like, fleece blankets that they have at Walmart?
Yeah.
I could idea. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to carry a bunch of those around and, like, give them to any that I see. Me like, here, try to stay warm. I'm sorry. Like, you know, it's just so awkward. Do you have
a real dollar store?
Huh?
Do you have a real dollar store?
Yes, we do.
I say a real dollar store because you got, like, Family Dollar and Dollar General. Oh. There ain't shit in there that's $1.
Yeah, no, I have a real dollar store. It's like down the
street. Go in there and you know, out of each check, you know, spend $5-10 and just keep that in a little bag of that stuff, toiletries, you know, behind the seat of your car or whatever. And when you come across a homeless person, give them a pair of socks, give them a toothbrush, toothpaste, because they want to look presentable. They wish they could still, but they just don't have it.
Yeah, but so that's what I think. But no, we do need to address our homeless issue. You know, like I'm selfish in that I believe we should take care of Americans first and then everybody else second. So we, like, not just our homeless veterans, but we need to take care of our homeless.
Period, yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
And so
because there are fake homeless out there.
Yeah. But so I completely agree with what the city of Miami is doing right now. Fucking get them off the street, get them shelter. And if they refuse, obviously something's not going on, like something's not right in their head, and they do need to be evaluated.
Yeah,
you know,
most definitely. Because I can tell you, there were some of the homeless camps in Savannah that as soon as they found out that they were going to get a ride, I mean, we got one right down from our shop. And as soon as those guys found out that, you know, somebody was going to come get them, they were all about it. They were packing their tents up, packing everything up. Mm-hmm. They're like, yep, we're getting out of here. We're going to be fine for the storm. We're good. You know, we'll be taken care of.
Yeah. You know, like, I think the worst thing that could happen is being forgotten about.
Yes.
So, you know, and just because it would have been so easy for Miami and like Miami officials to really turn a blind eye and just forget about their homeless and almost look at it as though, hey, not our problem. You know, and been like, you know, this storm's going to clean all the homeless off of our streets. So, woo, win-win. You know, they could have done that, but they didn't. Which to me, like, that gives me hope that there are people out there who are inherently good and who do care.
Mm-hmm. Oh, now that's sweet.
What?
Cause there's a couple aged 84 and 80 in Miami who had dinner tonight on their wedding plates. They're staying there, riding it out.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Well, bye.
84 and 80, if they've lived in Miami all their life, I think they'll be okay. Because they've made it through Hugo. They've made it through all the big storms. They might know what they're doing. If not, at least they're going together.
Dude, I mean, you would hope so.
Yeah.
Because, then, because if one does survive and the other doesn't, talk about survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, dude. But
Yeah, I think that's my biggest thing. Is that if something happens, between me and my wife, that I'd have survivor's guilt like a bitch. Because, I mean, I went through it, after Afghanistan and stuff. Because I lost a couple buddies over there that we kind of cohabitated together at the same AMP station.
Mm-hmm.
And when the VBID hit us, it was like 10 minutes after we had left. And I had survivor's guilt. Bad. It's like, holy shit. And for it to be my wife, it would be like tenfold. I hate to say that, but I mean, it would be.
Yeah, so, like, everyone, like, because I know the storm's hitting. Like, I know the outskirts of Irma has started to hit Florida. So, if people have decided to stay, like, I know that's your right. I don't agree with it, but that's your right. Godspeed. Good luck. Like,
yeah, because right now there's no getting out of any place.
No.
Like Remy said, he's up in Atlanta. Cars are packed 75 and 95. I-75 and I-95. Cars are packed all the way down. Like I said earlier, I got a buddy that evacuated from Florida. He's on 95. It is literally from the South Carolina border all the way down to 204, exit 94. It's backed up. It's backed up 94 miles.
Yeah. Well, that was like my buddy who was fleeing west out of Florida. He's on the 10, and it was bumper to bumper for 130 miles. He was trying to get over to Alabama, but only got to Tallahassee.
He should be fine.
Yeah, I mean,
he's out in the Panhandle. He should be good to go.
But yeah. So
like I do have an evacuation. Lined up if need be. If I'm watching a storm real close, and if it comes to the point that I pull the trigger, I can be out of the path in a good area within 4 hours.
Oh, taking back roads?
Taking the back roads to said person's house.
Okay, good.
So, it's Mike Golf's house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, it's Phoenix City, right over the border from Columbus. So, and you can take the back roads to Columbus and be there in 4 hours, where normal people ain't going to know that way.
Yeah. But yeah, so.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Kaz.
What?
If you're still looking for a place, go over on Facebook, go to Comfort Farms. When we talked to him the other night, he had 20 spaces available for RVs. It's straight rustic. Basically, bring your own stuff. He opened the farm up. John Jackson is the man. He opened the farm up. So if you have an RV or something, double check, see if he has space, and you can go up there and camp out at Comfort Farms while you're trying to get through all of this.
Awesome. Well, it's time for housekeeping because, our show's over. So tonight is Friday Night Freedom. We have a show almost every single night of the week. Shows start at 8 p.m. Eastern, also known as 2000. And so tonight we have Friday Night Freedom. Tomorrow is Saturday Night Savagery with Jay Reddy and Pookie. Monday is the Monday edition with Ice and Cuffs. Tuesday is Tied Up Tuesday with myself and Gray Cloud. Wednesday is WTF Wednesday with Jim Beam and Pookie. And Thursday is Sergeant's Time with Ice, Mike Golf, Gray Cloud, and Doc Madness. And that brings us back to Friday. And we do have a new show that is going to be starting October 3rd. So I hope everybody's ready for that. It's going to be an exciting show. And I can't wait for like more details to be allowed to be shared. And I think I probably already broke some, but that's okay. So next Monday, actually, we have a guest. We have Joseph Cox and Adam Lingo from Walk of Life. So Walk of Life is a small group of combat veterans who have rolled up their sleeves and put their boots to the ground to walk across America from Los Angeles to D.C. in an effort to spotlight the overwhelming amount of daily veteran suicides. Spread the word about agencies that offer real help. Connect people to people who truly understand veteran struggles, and most importantly, let those who are struggling know that they are not alone. And then next Tuesday, we have Gina and Shannon from Pin Up for Vets. Now, for those of you who don't know, Pin Up for Vets was founded in 2006 when Gina found out how older veterans who were laying in bed all day and never receiving any visitors. And she heard about the uphill battles of wounded warriors, that she was convinced to start a project that would bring in funds to support all hospitalized veterans. Her late grandfather Lou served in the Army for 4 years during World War II and wanted to do something to honor his name. She was always in love with the romance of the 1940s, and she drew her inspiration from the photos and paintings that boosted morale for our soldiers overseas. Ergo, pinups for vets. So she came up with this nostalgic pinup calendar, and its purpose includes it's sold to raise funds for our hospitalized veterans. The calendars would be delivered as gifts to our ill and injured veterans with messages of appreciation from the donors. And calendars would be sent to our deployed troops to help with morale and to let them know that Americans back home are thinking of them. So those are some upcoming guests. And I know that our front desk and our admin team are actively working to get some more guests on. So, yeah. So that's it for our show tonight. Thanks everybody for tuning in. It was good. I'm sorry if like my ADD and everything got the best of me. It happens.
That's what's best about this show.
Sorry.
It's straight randomness.
God, I know, right? It's so bad. But all right, you guys. I hope you have a safe weekend, especially everyone on the East Coast and like Southeast and everywhere that Irma's going to hit. Especially if you hunkered down and you stayed in Florida in its path. Good luck. And I hope to see you guys back here next week once the storm's over. So don't forget to tune in tomorrow for Saturday Night Savagery. Have a good weekend, you guys. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
In the beginning, the canvas is blank. No tears have been cried. Nobody has lied. Far from complacent, just walking on shells. This feeling that love conquers everything else. Until you reach the point in mind. There was a failure to communicate. So set to leave, but we were forced to wait. Nobody said we had to relate. At the end, it's over. I'm finally sober. So set to leave, but we were forced to wait. Nobody said we had to relate.